Hi, welcome to Willow, Brook, Apiary and Homesteads. Happy bees, healthy honey, happy homesteading. This morning, I wanted to bring you guys along that whole tagline, happy bees, healthy honey. I've got a hive where it looks like some of the bees aren't happy. In fact, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what I'm talking about. This hive that was behind me right here has a lot of bees like this one coming to the entrance right now that are just, they're crawling out of the hive. They're not looking so well. And what they do is they come out to the entrance, they crawl right off the entrance, and they're falling off the edge into the grass. And there's no deformed wing going on. There he goes off the edge. And then, if you will, you look down here. There's a lot of these bees crawling around and dying out here. You know, some of them quite young looking, and they're just not doing so well. It's got me wondering if we've got some poisoning going on or something completely different. But basically, I find myself in a position where it would be really good to get into this hive and find out what is going on. So I've got my smoker lit, running. I've given them their first warning puffs, letting them know that something's coming. And we are gonna go ahead and get into this hive and see if we can't check and see whether or not we have a healthy hive or a hive that's in the beginning stages of dying out. While we're in here, we're also going to check and see how this hive is doing with their honey super. Got a spider living on the inside of the outer cover there, which could work to our benefit to catch any small hive beetles or wax moths that might try to get into the hive. They do seem just a little bit edgy today. So we're going to do what we can to try to remain prudent. Anytime you smell bananas when you're in the hive, that's the warning pheromone. Lets you know that you're about to get stung. Had that happen once. I opened up a hive, smelled bananas, and 6 bees came right up and stung me on the arm and in the face. once was enough. I'd rather not ever do that again. They're starting to put some nectar in this poorly drawn frame. Would really, really, really like to see them building these out. They are building out the frames below and not all in the way they should be. I am seeing wonky comb, burr comb, so we are going to need to take some measures below. To make some corrections while we're here. They've glued it together nicely with propolis. It's this frame right here that I'm worried about. Second frame in. They've got some weirdness going on here. And some capped honey. Couple frames. All right. Next frame here has quite a bit of capped honey, mostly empty, mostly drawn out, mostly empty, partially drawn out and capped. That's good. I could actually take that one if I wanted. Right now I don't want. It's not worth taking a single frame of honey. Hopefully that one minor little correction there is all we need. It's always important to remember not to neglect the smoker. Doing so could become very uncomfortable later. So what I'm going to be checking here is the brood pattern. I'm going to be looking for any issues in the cappings. Going to be looking for the queen. Looking for any signs of trouble. I have both light drones and dark drones in here, which is funny because typically the drone shows the color of the queen. Well, I went in, checked through the hive, found a few larvae that were questionable, had died, kind of slumped off on the side of the cells. Found a spot where there was an egg on the side of the cell. Found a spot where there were multiple eggs in a cell. Found a queen cup with an egg in it. Found a bunch of queen cups with no eggs. But ultimately, I found the queen. I found lots of eggs, larvae that was healthy, capped brood, no sunken brood, capped brood, no perforated caps to the cells. Overall, the hive looks healthy. They're working about 8 frames of honey up in the first honey super here. This one is empty still. Found and smushed one small hive beetle. And overall, I think the hive is doing well. Looks good. I'm going to leave it alone. I think the queen cup with an egg in it is just a practice. I don't think they're drawing it out into a queen cell for swarming. And if they do, hopefully I catch the swarm. I've got lots of boxes set up for them to swarm to. And they do like to go to a pine tree and then back down to my apple tree here. So we'll see. Willow, Brook, Apiary, and Homestead. Happy bees, healthy honey. God bless.